Welcome back. The National Aquatic Center in Beijing has become known as the Water Cube. It's one of the key venues for the 2008 Olympics, hosting every swimming and diving event. Its opening will be remembered for several reasons: the radical design of the venue, a teenager from Mongolia, and a swimming legend who wasn't even there. Puzzled? Well, Wayne Hay explains.
By night, it's a glowing, iconic beacon of the Beijing Olympics. By day, the little brother of the bird's nest resembles a space-age greenhouse. This is already the most talked about swimming pool in Olympic history, and that was reflected at the official opening. More than 300 reporters, cameramen and photographers turned up, sending their thoughts and images to all corners of the globe.
I haven't seen this many journalists awake this early in the morning in a long time.
And what are you telling the folks back home in the Netherlands and Holland about this place?
Well, it's hard to tell very much about it because it's basically a swimming pool.
Surprised to see so many journalists here, so many reporters?
Actually, it's not a surprise because for 2 or 3 years, there's a lot of foreign journalists coming to China to report the Olympic Games. So this, for me, it's a normal thing.
No one was safe from a prying camera or microphone. Not even the local volunteers were exempt, although they were clearly meant to be.
And do you speak English?
Yeah, just so my English speaking not so well.
Why were you selected for this job? Why did they ask you to do this job?
Sorry, but maybe there are some rules for us, so...
You cannot talk to the media?
No, because we still have some work to do there, so I'm just here to call him to go there.
From no comment to no show. On the same day the water cube was unveiled, retired Australian great Ian Thorpe was speaking to wide-eyed school kids down the road.
You guys try that out, and just everyone try and relax through here, and let the water take you along like that.
There were rumours Thorpe was going to be the first to jump into the Olympic pool, but it seems a sponsor's wrangle got in the way.
Yeah, look, there wasn't too much communication coming from there, and I can assure you, because I'm in Beijing, and it would have been a great opportunity. I would have loved to have done it. So.
It all seemed a lot of fuss for just a swimming pool, but this is no ordinary venue. This is what everyone came to see and touch. The building is basically made out of giant bubble wrap, thousands of pneumatic cushions which have air continuously pumped through them. It's being touted as an environmentally friendly stadium because it allows a lot of natural sunlight in, meaning less power is consumed during the day. But using such a radical design has also caused problems. In places, the water cube is a little murky.
At this moment, you could see some dust from the construction period piled up a little bit.
The men in the suits say they have a plan to clean it. Solving another problem reportedly highlighted by television companies may not be so easy. It's understood broadcasters are concerned the venue lets in too much sunlight in the morning, when they'd prefer a consistent light, which makes it easier to calibrate cameras. The teething problems aside, this was a proud moment for those behind the project.
From 2003, I worked on this site, and at this moment the venue has been completed. It's really wonderful and happy job today.
Will you retire now? Are you all finished?
I think I will keep working on this venue and also other venues.
Now, of course, come the Olympic Games, all the attention will be on the swimmers themselves, and by then they certainly won't care about the fancy design of this place or indeed the pan flute music playing. What they will care about, though, is whether this pool will be fast or slow.
The first swimmer to get the chance to judge that was a 15-year-old from Mongolia. He was the only entrant in the opening heat of the meeting organised to test the venue.
I'm very happy. I'm so lucky to be the first swimmer in the Olympic pool.
Whether he's around when the real thing takes place is unlikely, but those who will be use the test event to get an edge on their opposition, to get used to conditions before the Olympics, and to find out how quick the pool is.
I think come August we could see some records broken?
I guess so. All depends on the swimmers, you know, but I think the pool is not against it.
It's a very comfortable pool and the water is clean. I felt very comfortable.
Some didn't share their enthusiasm.
When I swim, I feel when another people swim behind me, I feel the wave, yeah. I don't know it's good or not good, I'm not sure. But the rest is okay.
But that could slow you down, yeah?
Yeah, but I can tell that it's too hot in the pool, I think. In the change room in the woman, it's 30 degrees, it's too hot.
So while the swimmers debate the speed of the pool, the broadcasters wrangle over the natural light and the organisers try to find a way to beat the dust, the fact remains the National Aquatic Centre is a remarkable facility. When the Olympics roll around, this will be one of the places to see, even if you don't have a ticket to get inside. The exterior view is equally, if not more, spectacular. Wayne Hay, Al Jazeera, Beijing.
The International Olympic Committee is one of the largest and most influential sporting organizations in the world. And in the lead up to Beijing, as with any Olympic Games, everyone wants a piece of the IOC. Recently, one website has been ahead of the game with its knowledge of all things Olympic. Sportsworld Brendan Connor went behind the scenes at Around the Rings.
It's a Thursday and another busy day in the Atlanta offices of AroundTheRings.com. The small staff working at various projects. This is the empire of the Hula family. Ed Hula pounding out a few emails and working on his latest articles. His wife Sheila running the business side of things, talking to advertisers and booking travel. Son Ed Jr. working the website as well as he continues his college studies at a local university.
Well, it grew out of my work as a radio reporter in Atlanta when Atlanta was bidding for the Olympic Games. I had the good fortune to be in Tokyo, Japan, when the IOC awarded those games to Atlanta in 1990. It was one of those moments in your career when you realize that something exciting is about to happen a few years down the road in your hometown, and you're already part of that, experience. You're already in the media in the Olympic City, so I realized this could be a really great opportunity.
On this day, the Around the Rings team turned its attention to the ongoing steroid scandal in the American sport of baseball and the call by international anti-doping officials for more thorough testing in that sport.
The use of steroids in Major League Baseball was widespread.
Drug testing and cheating in sport are just a few of the many issues Ed Hula and his team here in Atlanta and his Europe-based correspondents regularly tackle in their writings. And because of the breadth and scope of the subjects, places, and issues they write about, AroundTheRings.com is fast becoming the go-to website and a must-read for all involved in international sports.
It's a frequent subject of discussion with the various federations that I represent, and we talk about it. And it's a way for us to literally know what's going on with the other federations as well.
So is this operation viable now? Are you at the point now where you're happy? You're making money? Would you say it's flourishing?
I don't know if flourishing is the right word. It's certainly steadily growing. We are, I think, in a good, strong position for the sort of niche publication. We're never going to have 1 million subscribers. Be nice to have it, maybe, in a financial sense. But we're a niche publication. We want to reach into the industry of the Olympics. And we now feel a responsibility, even more of a responsibility, to deliver quality information.
And I will say that the business is in fact flourishing. And unlike maybe 5 years ago, 10 years ago, now people are coming to us, and there's much less of a real sales pitch or sales effort having to be made. We do obviously still do it. We have proposals out and we're always talking to people, but now they're coming to us quite a bit.
In covering the international sports beat and the $5 to $6 billion industry that the Olympics becomes every 4 years, Ed Hula has interviewed key world leaders and has built a relationship with the IOC. He has to count on the powerful organization for access, comment, and background. But occasionally he also has to be critical. So it's a fine line he walks when it comes to dealing with the Lausanne-based International Olympic Committee.
It's a good business relationship. We're friendly. We're adversarial when it needs to be. We don't see eye to eye on how they do things. They don't necessarily agree with the way we say things sometimes, but we respect each other.
Looking ahead, AroundTheRings.com has already begun covering the run-up to and the staging of Beijing 2008. And the consensus here in the office is that this summer's Olympics will be fascinating.
While there are going to be some great athletic performances, the fact that these games are taking place in China for the first time, against a backdrop sometimes of controversy involving the Chinese policy on human rights, press freedoms, will reporters be able to tell their stories? Will visitors to Beijing feel welcome when they get there? Will they be able to get around and enjoy themselves? What will the pollution be like? So those are the kinds of stories that we're anticipating this summer that would be of interest.
Do you think the time has come that the Olympics has to go to some of these emerging parts of the world, like the Middle East, like Africa, like India?
It's going to take some work for it to be successful. Doha's launched a bid on the back of the 2006 Asian Games, which were generally pretty well-run endeavor for such a small country. But for the Olympics to grow, for the Olympics to be a really universal movement, at some time the Games do have to go to parts of the world they haven't been.
Now, don't forget to check out our website, aljazeera.net/English, where you can find all the latest sports news, watch any of our Sports World stories again, and let us know what you think of our show. But that's it for this edition of Sports World. I'm Farah Ismail, and you're watching Al Jazeera.